Hey everyone, welcome to the Profit Acceleration Software Q&A calls. I'm here with our esteemed leader, Carl Bryan. Carl, can you hear us?
I sure can, buddy. How goes it?
Doing well. We're also here with William Kungu from the tropical country of Kenya, Nairobi. Nairobi. How's it going, William?
I'm good. Good.
Welcome. And we're here today to answer your questions on the Profit Acceleration software. This call is primarily designed to just help you with any questions you might have on the software. And of course, the byproduct of that is there's some great ideas come out and maybe some training that happens as well. So maybe Carl, you want to open up a couple lines just to make sure that they're hearing us and we can, they're seeing the screen, I guess.
Will do, buddy. And yet again, guys, if you have any questions, of course, again, this is a Q&A training. This isn't training. This is Q&A time. So we need you to do, if you got a question, you can pump in a question. We can just read it out, or just raise your hand.
And let's focus first. If hold your questions for a minute, unless it's a technical question. Let's get the technical questions going. We'll have William tackle those. If there's nothing technical in the beginning, then we can release William and get his beauty sleep.
And he needs a lot of it because he is a beautiful man, Patrick, as we know, right? Never seen such a... You should have been modeling there, William. I don't know what you're doing here with us, man. You're missing out. In the front of GQ. All right, guys, let's open it up. Now that everybody knows how handsome William is, let's continue. Okay, who are we going to open up here? I know who. Donna Spina. I haven't spoken to you in a while. Let's open up. Donna, Bopana, I don't know.
I'm here.
There you go. Donna, thank you for saving me from singing any further. That was supposed to get
save the group. How am I doing?
How are you? What's going on,
I'm doing really well. I've been doing virtual focus groups since the end of March, and every Tuesday at noon, and it's getting traction. I have an average of between 10 and 15 people that show up, and I've had in the recent week, I've had 2 different people reach out for coaching services as a result. It took a little while to gather up people to come in, but I'm starting to feel the very, very positive vibes on it. So I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I love it. I hope everybody just heard what Donna said, and not just her words, but just the overarching strategy behind it all. Like, again, you were doing it. There must have been a time, Donna, where you thought, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my time. I got to shut this down. I got to change directions. I got to do something different. You powered on, you kept doing it, and now you're feeling the results, correct?
Actually, what I was doing before, the in-person ones, I was struggling with getting attendance. I think this COVID-19 has broken down the barrier of people being allergic to a Zoom call. They've learned that we have to survive as a result of that way, because people get on board and they say, they miss the face-to-face, but they realize this is a necessary evil, so to speak, and which is a value of my heart. It's so unbelievably efficient without having to explain it, right? You can be 3 different geographic locations and never start the engine of your car. So I think the COVID has been bittersweet in that it has changed their mindsets, that just networking in person isn't just where it's at. And this starts off as an educational piece and then an interactive piece. I have them doing exercises during the course of it and engaging it, and then asking them to be my marketers and put it on their social media, comment on my LinkedIn posts. And I'm having so much fun with it. I actually have my next step already planned. It's, I'm going to call it the group, the implementers. So when they learn, some of them do, some of them don't, right? When they learn something new. So the next step is going to be the implementers group coaching. I haven't rolled that out yet, so you're the first to hear it.
Cool. And just, okay, I want to hear, like, for everybody listening, what's the implementers going to be? It's going to be a higher end program. It's going to be
they're going to take because I'm not teaching them the how necessarily. I'm teaching them the what they should be doing. So the implementers is going to be taking it from the what to how it works for them inside their business. And what I like about Becky Auer is that she has that no BS in her title. That's pretty much my own personal approach. There's no such thing as excuses. There's valid reasons, but excuses is bullshit. Excuse my French.
Whoa! Damn, Donna, she said William. Cover your ears over there. William's a good-looking man.
I know. Anyway, so that's what I'm really rubbing my hands and juicy about. But this one woman I have going to have a conversation. She is a financial advisor. She's getting ready to open up her own brokerage. Ta-da!
How much are you going to charge for the implementer?
I don't know. We had our first one-to-one just get to know person yesterday. I invited her to my group today. She attended. She sent me an email. She said, this is a quote, after talking to you yesterday and attending your excellent group today, my gut is telling you I should talk to you about my coaching services. I say that humbly, but that's exactly what she said in her email.
No,
so let's see where that takes us.
Well, keep pounding away. But again, it's very importantly, though, I want everybody to hear, like you just, again, remember, so you're trying to get from LA to New York, okay? You're going to leave. You accept that there's going to be detours. There will be an accident. There's going to be, rocks falling, this, that, and the other. You're going to have to take detours.
Protesters.
There'll be riots along the way, that too, right? There'll be some overturned cars, unfortunately, in this day and age, and now that it's 2020. But at the end of the day, where are you going to? You're going to LA. So you're flexible in your approach, and you accept some detours, but you just dogmatic with where you're going to get to. It sounds like that's the approach that you've taken, and you did the live, and now you're doing the virtual, and now you finally got your mojo, and it's all starting to come together, right?
Yeah, I even bought a domain grid. My group's name is Get Hyper Focused for driven business owners and entrepreneurs, and I bought the domain name Hyper Focused Business Owner. So I have a website to build now too.
Nice. There we go. Hyper focused. I love it. There you go. Well, high five, Don. I'm sure glad we opened you up. Good job. Make sure you keep us posted with your results and whatnot. Maybe what we'll do is we'll get you interviewed on the Ask the Expert call at some stage here. Once you've got a few of these going, it'd be good to hear all this, how this rolls out and inspire the folks. Sound good?
Thank you so much. Yes, Carl. Thank you. I'm not giving up.
Okay, you beauty. We can hear that. Okay, cool. We're going to open up there. We're going to
see if we have let's go to technical questions first, Carl, and see if anyone with a technical question.
Mei Chin, how's it going, my man?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing fabulous.
Very well.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? You got a question for us, or what's happening over there?
No, I do have a question. With regards to the priorities section and the months, the score that kicks out just to the right when you're under priorities.
Yep.
Can you explain how those numbers are calculated so that we can explain it to the client?
Sure. Let me see. I'll probably have to go back to another one. Let's see here. Taking time to load. Hopefully this will happen before the end of the hour. There we go. Okay, so we've got some numbers on the right, and you'll see here, like, okay, the first one is cut costs, and right now that's defaulted to first. Now, I think what happens is when we go to the implementation calendar, we'll see cut costs. It's got a month on there. I think what we can do, and you might not be able to click a down arrow lower than 1, but if you put a 0 in there and you saved it, this is not really answering your question, but it does clear up some confusion. It's now taken off the chart. So if you want to do that for any reason. Okay, but the numbers are all based on the revenue and the profit impact. So we've got, and the time to implement. So let's say we've got leads at 6%. Let me do another one at 5% here. Digital marketing. The profit impact was lower than other 5%ers because there's a higher cost to implement a digital marketing program than there would be to implement like additional products and services. Those are all covered under the summary tab, and we've done a training on that already. So you've got the numbers on the side. You'll notice that one number is inordinately higher than the others, and that's market dominating position. There's an X factor built into market dominating position. I don't quite remember what it is. It could be a 3X or a 5X factor. And the reason is, all things being equal, you want to do this first, because if you go out and start trying to get leads, but you haven't figured out your market dominating position first, you're just giving yourself so much more work to do it, so much more effort to get people, getting joint ventures, alliances, things like that, doing anything to do with digital marketing. Those are all things that you'd want to do far and above. You want to do market dominating position far and above before you go and tackle anything else. Now there might be let me go into alliances and joint ventures. There might be an exception to it, and if I just change this to 100, there's an extreme circumstance where you might do something else, and it's someone saying, hey, we need to do this right now. And let's see what happens here. Yeah, so that's like, oh, you're getting 101% there. It's like, we need to take care of this now. It's like, okay, the software has now said, hey, I mean, you've got $819,000 profit impact. Just go and get it.
Got it.
Now,
okay.
If you could take a week or a few days and work on market dominating position first, this is actually going to be higher because you're going to have so much more impact. So anyway, all things being equal, that's kind of how it's worked. Your profit impact with the time to implement. So you'll see here, if we just do it 2 months, it cuts it down. Things like that, 3 months.
Okay.
4 months, whatever. So yeah, that's the only thing to be aware of there. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it gives me a sense just how to explain it so that the client doesn't get too wrapped up in the numbers on the right. But
Pat, you go to implementation once this, and then show them how the one that you created over 4 months, how it's going to look on the implementation.
Oh yeah, okay. So we've got one in 4 months. It's going to be, well, it's going to be third in line that, because we have nothing for cut cost there. Oh, that should maybe, I think we need to save that. We're going to prioritize it. What happened there? Oh, you know what? I changed it back to, okay. Oh, it's way down there now. Okay. Let me just change this then to 4 months. What's going on there? William, oh, I'm clicking on the wrong ones. Somehow I'm on the lower one. There we go. Oh, you know what's happening, William? Can you hear me here? William, are you on the line there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what's happening here, William, is that I'm taking drip campaign, I'm increasing it to 2, but it disappears down the list too fast. So it just needs, let's fix this so it freezes there instead of automatically jumping down the list. If you could do that, that would be really helpful.
Okay.
So.
And I just want to make sure everybody saw what happened. You see, so what Pat did is he's making an adjustment in the time to implement, and it's automatically adjusting the order, so it dropped down towards the bottom because it's going to take longer to implement. So that's why it appeared to be not working, but it was actually just dropping down.
Yeah, so if I want to click on this and say click it from 2 to 3 or to 4, I'll first hit to 3, but it drops me down fast already, and then I go to 4, it drops me down again. And so
what's happening actually is because of the priority column. You look at the priority column, is already sorted out. So as you're increasing numbers, it's sorting them out as you increase.
Right. Right. Yeah, I know. We should just have it freeze there until we click prioritize, I think. So,
Okay.
and then we go over to implementation, and now we see things lasting over 2 months. Now this one, we did this assessment back in December. So the first month was showing as January. Now we have 2 months and all that showing in there. So anyway, hopefully, Machen, that helps a little bit with answering your question. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on it. It just say there's some algorithms behind it, and it helps
Yeah,
us
no,
understand.
that's helpful. It also helps because I had another question of why, if I'm saying one item can improve by 5% and another item can improve by 5%, why was there a different dollar value or impact? But now I'm seeing how it all correlates. So perfect.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we covered that in the training, or I mentioned that in one of the training videos. And we go to summary page, you can see it here that like we've got alliances and joint ventures, 5% would be 50,000, but it's actually at 40,555, and digital is a bit lower. So we've covered that extensively before. So just go back and watch those trainings.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Great.
Good job. Good question. If anybody else has got a question, once again, raise your hand or chuck a question in the box and we will answer it. Technical right now, but it doesn't look like we have any more. Do we got going once, going twice, going 3 times? If you have a technical question, pump it in there right now, guys. Otherwise, we're going to let our boy William cruise. And Pat and I will handle the rest of the questions. So, doesn't look like it. Look like we're good. William, my man, you handsome devil. I think we can let you fly, bud. How's that sound?
All right, good.
buddy.
Thanks,
Right.
William.
All right, bye.
Cool, bud.
Take it.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for your time, man. Okay, adios. Okay, guys, so if you got any questions, please raise your hand, or again, chuck a question in the box. Make this flow. Here we go. Patrick's got a question. Okay, he's got a question here. Let's open him up. Patrick, we're coming for you, bud. You're self-muted. Patrick, you got to unmute yourself, please. Patrick, can you? There you go.
I was
Patrick.
just trying to ask. Yeah, thanks. I was just trying to ask, is there a video of how I present this to the customer? I've missed a few of these. I'm just trying to catch up.
Yeah, actually, we go back to, I gotta find where that video is. Where's that training video? It's no results. It's gonna be under PAS calls or PAS training, one of those two. No, it's not that one. I'll find it though.
I think it's calls.
Or call. We should have this memorized by now. So how many times have we done this? Okay, I know where it is. Just okay. It's in an email that I'm gonna just pull down onto my other screen here, so we don't give away all the secrets of the company. How's that sound? Sorry, we're gonna have a little fun, guys. It's okay.
That's a good one. And if you got another question, guys, while Pat's doing that, shoot your question. Either write it into the box or again, just raise your hand and we'll open you up. Otherwise, we're going to surprise a few of you and we're going to open you up and maybe we'll end up having a shorter call today. But again, if you got a question, guys, pump it in. And Pat, baby, how's it going there, man? You finding that bad boy?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I've got like so many different web page
The bottom line, guys,
possibilities.
it's on the replay of the Profit Acceleration software calls. One of the ones
and you get an email of that, I think, after this video, after this call, yeah. So
yep, exactly.
We are also indexing every call. Okay, we're indexing every call, so we'll know at the 18-minute mark of this call that Patrick asked a question and what it was, and it took Pat Bell 8 minutes to find it. So we'll leave out those details.
Cool. But again, guys, I need a couple questions, guys. Come on. Somebody's got to raise their hands. Don't be shy. Like I said, otherwise I'm going to come and open you guys up. Oh, there we go. Donna's coming. Okay, while you're looking for that, I'm going to open up Donna here. Yo, Donna's back. What's happening?
I got a question for you. What would be, I've missed a few of these training calls, and this 3.0 has just been released version of Profit Accelerating software. I'm correct in that, Carl?
What's the question? Sorry, that this is 3.0?
Yeah, this is the 3.0. This is the latest version, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you need to, and you got to make sure you fire Pat an email like we go. Like, have you logged into Profit Acceleration software here in the last week?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so in order to get upgraded, what does she need to do again, Pat? PAS, we got to get Donna the 3.0 version. What do we got to do?
Yep, let me pull up that. I think I found what we're looking for, so sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna go here and no results hyphen no fee. And we're gonna go to PAS request. And you will use the password PAS.
Capitals?
All caps, yeah.
Okay.
That will get you the software if you don't have it. If you do have it already, but you forget what your password was, I mean, when you log into the software, there's a link that says, request password. You can do that as well. And then you can also send an email to PAS@noresults-nofee.com. And
okay.
that'll come to me, and I handle those a couple times a day. So
that's part one of my question.
Okay.
Part two is there a minimum annual revenue that would be best for a company to have before I even offer this?
Yes. Okay, so why is it that we are not getting, sorry, I'm multitasking here, and there it goes right there. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so the call, sorry, let me just go back to Patrick's answer there. The training is at noresults-nofee.com/VIP/PAS-calls.
Okay.
I already put that in the chat.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Is now you can video in there that shows how you present it to the customer.
How you present the software
These
to the
are all
customer?
Q&A calls.
Right.
How you demonstrate it in that sort of thing.
Yep. I think most of it is under software. The training there is under the software page. No results-no-fee/software.
Wally, if you scroll down, Wally's got Wally presented it with a client. He's actually going to do another one. This one, he was pumped. He was newer to it. But at the end of the day, he got the client, which you'll hear all that. But he's actually going to do another one with us. And so doing that. So the answer is that's where it is. Patrick, if you scroll down.
Okay, hang on.
Help, buddy. Anything else we can help you with, Patrick, before you go? Oh, he's self-muted, so.
Okay, so Donna, go back to your question. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm just trying to multitask here. Go ahead.
The second part of my question was, is there a minimal annual revenue that you would suggest to use this software on for a business owner?
Yes. You have to look at what you want to charge. Now, if we're going into, let me just move this aside. If we're going into a new company and like, let's say the financials in this company are $1 million, and I'm looking at my ROI and what I want to charge. If you're charging $14.97 a month, The goal is that you want to find them a lot more profit, of course, than what you're charging. And I'd say at least 5 times. Carl might have a different answer there. So you want this little cost of coaching to be a doormat compared to what you're going to bring them in increased revenue. So if I were to go into this company and let me just change the financials from $1 million to 100,000. There we go. Make sure that updates. Now I go to ROI, and we've got a very different result. Still, you got a current profit of 5,000, 81,000. I mean, if that's your current profit, what were the financials there? Let's make sure I look at these here. Company's current net profit margin. Okay, so that's fine. So if we looked at ROI, they're currently making 100,000 a year. You're going to expect to increase them by all these different means by 58,500. Profit impact of 76,000. Could you get away with charging $14.97 a month? I'm not sure they would go for it. It's possible. So yeah, those are the things I would look at. What do you think, Carl?
Yep. Yep. Look, I agree with pretty much all of that. What I would look at is, remember, okay, 2 words, you hear me say it all the time, but you'll continue to hear me say it all the time, and I think they're very important. Curiosity to get in the door, but now what you're talking about is closing the deal, and it's like certainty. So really, if you think about it, I mean, if you go to the stock market and they make an 8% return, everybody's happy, right? And I think that just as a, just as a foundational return on investment that we kind of think about, and the example that I always give is if, like, I want to sell money at a discount. So if I had a 20 and you had a 10, and I said, would you like to trade? Obviously, A, you'd go, is he full of crap? B, you would look for social proof. And then 3, or C, you would absolutely make that exchange, right? Because you're doubling your money, and who wouldn't? So I feel like from a certainty point of view, and what you're trying to bring across is that if everything goes wrong, you're going to invest X. Like, what do we have in our example here? Let me check on like 17,964. Let's just say that's 24 grand, $2 grand a month, 24 grand. I want them to be comfortable that they're going to get a $48,000 return. You know what I mean? And like, that's the level of certainty that I'm trying to bring into their mind that, look, if we make a meal of this and you're horrific, I'm horrific, we're both horrific, everything we talk about is horrific, but surely we're going to be able to make an extra $48,000 as a result. And that's going to double your revenue, but also, and importantly, that's going to increase the value. Like, how long, if I help you raise your revenues by $48,000 or your profits by $48,000 over the next 12 months, how long are you going to have those increased profits for? And logically, it's for the end, it's for the next 5, 10, 25 years, as long as you own your company. Because if we help you create do you want fries with that strategy, or do you want me to supersize that strategy? Or, you own an X business and you don't have a platinum level client where you charge, instead of charging $4,500, you're charging $10,000 and they don't currently have that unit of sale. It's not like you end your coaching relationship and then they're going to stop selling that $10,000 unit that you help them craft and create, right? Do you kind of follow me there, Donna?
Absolutely, you're right. I like the long-term effect, even though immediately it offsets the fee. But even if Mack Truck Theory, I was out of the equation. Now they have a secret to keep on doing it themselves. Yeah.
Yep. And then they're going to pay you for how long? Like, again, so think of the certainty that I just brought within you, right? It's like, oh my gosh, she's right. Like, geez, I'm going to do this. Holy smokes, if I just get any kind of idea that we just came up with today and implement it, geez, I'm going to be able to do this forever. He's right. So even if so in their head, they're like, I could hire her. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'll just, at 6 months, I'll become overwhelmed and kind of cancel or whatever. So now I'm only going to have to pay her 12 grand, but I'll go directly to that $10,000 unit and help me, get her to help me create it. So now it's only going to cost me 12 grand. Versus 24 grand. I'm going to get the result that I'm looking for. And at that stage, I can kind of reassess. And by the way, you might hear that and think, oh, that's not the way I want my client thinking. I'm totally okay with that, right? Because remember, what happens as they grow their business, the magic of being a business coach is that as they grow, they need us more, not less, right? Like when you go from 500 grand to 750 or from 500 grand to $1 million, you have significantly more problems at $1 million. And in their head, they think that their problems go away once they hit $1 million. This is like the craziness of the human mind, right? But the exact opposite happens. When they get to $1 million, they have significantly more problems, right? Or they figure once they've got 3 staff, once they can finally get to like 8 or 9 staff, like their buds, they are going to be able to step back and have less to do and that sort of thing, right? But the exact opposite happens. So if you have more problems, you need your business coach more. And the answer is absolutely. You absolutely need them more. So why am I going through that process? I'm okay with the coaching client sitting there thinking to herself, you know what? I'm going to hire him. I'm going to have him for only 6 months. At that stage, I'm kind of feeling like right now that's going to be enough time. I'll cancel at that stage, and I'm going to have these improvements till the end of time, and my valuation is going to go up. My business is going to go up. That unit of sale is going to be there for, you know what I mean? Like, that's okay. And they think they're going to cancel me, but they end up needing me more. I hope that's anyway. So yeah, I love it. So we're just embodying certainty within them. So there you go.
Thanks, Carl. That was great.
Awesome. Okay, cool, Donna. Great questions. I'm going to put you back on mute, Donna, and let's have a look. Mei-Chin may have another one. Okay, here we go. Mei-Chin. Mei-Chin, you're like Pat, so far, Mei-Chin gets the MVP award for questions. Yo, Mei-Chin, you're back, bud.
Curious
MVP
George.
Question.
Curious
Oh,
George.
man. Yeah, good. No, we love it.
With the screen that you've got up right now, where it says current profits and new 1-year profits, what's the difference? What's the time frame of current profits?
The current is what they're currently making in their business. We look up on the top. So current revenue is 100,000, and the current profit is 5,000.
Okay.
They're making a 5% net profit margin. So we're saying we're bringing them an additional 76,750 up the top there. It's a total of 81,750.
Okay, so the current profit comes from the numbers that we put in the financials at the beginning, and then the new 1-year profits come from all the different adjustments that we make throughout.
Correct. Yes.
Got it. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
All right, buddy. One more question, man. No, I'm just kidding, Mei-Chin. That's cool, man. Awesome. Okay, gonna put you on mute. I think we got another question. Here we go. Michael, we're coming for you, bud. Yo, Michael, you're live.
So building onto that current profit situation, because I also look at buying businesses as well. How do you get around the fact that, people are now hiding the numbers with this COVID deal? They tend to give you, do you ask for a trailing 12-month profit and loss?
Well, you're only going to ask for that if you're going to take a share of their revenue, correct?
Well, as a starting point, whether I take a share of the revenue or not.
Oh, I see.
Because a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, business is great, we want to expand, and yet, since COVID's hit, man, numbers are falling off for people.
Right. Okay. So you're talking about the initial in the financials, what you're looking at?
Yeah, when they're giving me numbers,
Okay.
How do I give them to not give me something from 2019? I want something through, say, June.
I think I'm just thinking that every business will be different on what you offer or what you suggest. So some people, they just don't even know their own numbers. We could say, well, what'd you do back in 2019? And so they go, well, I made $5,000 profit, after everything was paid. They might not know what they have now. If they know what they made in the last 12 months, then that's great. But a lot of businesses just won't even know that. Smaller businesses.
Yeah, Michael, I would give the same. I just think that what you're going to find is that, and no doubt you've experienced this, but when you're going into the average business owner, again, the chiropractor, the dentist, the butcher, baker, candlestick maker, they don't have a good grip on their existing numbers. So I kind of feel like you're going to be guesstimating 9 times out of 10, whereas they're not whipping out their financials to go, look, here's my gross revenue last year. That's not going to be the norm at all. So what I would be doing, especially in the instance I think that you're asking, like with 2020, where it's totally out of skew, I'd be looking for the average. Give me what you would, the average 12 months that you would have expected without COVID. Right. That's what I feel like the way I'd be wording it.
Okay.
Make sense? Does that help?
I always explain to them, look, numbers don't lie, people do. So the more straightforward you are with me, we're gonna gain a lot of ground.
Which, by the way, just the confidence in the authority. Actually, something else I want everybody to hear. Like, Michael, the way that you just said that and the authority in your voice, right? And just the smart assy, that numbers don't lie and people do. Like, I feel like, again, if I'm sitting with somebody and I say that, there's no doubt. It's like my dad always say, when you jump on a horse, the horse knows exactly who's in control long before you do. A statement, something like that with authority would show them that they know exactly who's in control and it's not them, which is a bloody good thing, by the way. So I like that.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Answer your question? There we go.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Beauty Case back on mute. There we go. Hang on a second. We got some action here. Where am I going? Dave, you are live, buddy. Got a question for us?
Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Oh, fabulous. What's going on?
Good. Just on the incident we were talking about before with the previous caller about the small $100,000 business.
Yeah.
Would you ever sell it like on a 4-month basis or 3-month basis, like charge $39.97 for 3 months, and then once that's a smaller number for them to attain than $12,000 or $18,000?
Yeah. So you're saying you're trying to sign up a coaching client and you're thinking, look, should you do a 90-day engagement as opposed to ongoing 12 months? That's what you're
right.
Yep. Look, good question. You can imagine done it, a number of different ways, but I'll just the stock answer that I give you. What the problem with that is, you sell them. Let's just say you arbitrarily throw a number of $6,000 out there. You're going to charge them $6,000, 3 months. That's $2,000 a month, but it's $5,997.
Right.
Well, the problem is on day 91, you now got to resell them. Right? You follow me? So if I was going to do that, I would have it with the caveat that we're going to do a 3-month engagement, and at any stage afterwards, you can cancel, but we will continue at the price of X, $19.97, $24.97, $14.97. Because you see, what I want is, I want a client in perpetuity. I want a client to be paying me in 3, 5, 7, 9, and 10 years from now. That is the end goal. And when you get the right client, and no, that will not happen all the time. And yes, that is the anomaly with 100% certainty, but it absolutely happens. So I wouldn't want to lose the opportunity to have a 10-year client by signing them up with a 90-day engagement. And think of what I said earlier, Dave, and I want everybody to hear this also, that, remember, your client, as they grow, so one of the things, when I was working with my clients, what I'm trying to do is I'm pushing the envelope a little bit. I want them to hire a new staff member. Why? First of all, it's going to help them grow. But what happens is it starts expanding, the kind of realm of what's possible moving forward. But I know that once they take on the staff member, they take on the new line. They create, let's say that their unit of sale is currently $5,000, and I help them create the $10,000 unit of sale. Well, I just know that there's more moving parts on the $10,000 unit of sale. So all of a sudden their business starts operating at a higher level. Again, now they're more cemented with me, right? You following me there?
Absolutely.
Taking on a staff member is a place that you always want to take your clients, because, well, let me put it, I'm going to word this differently. Encouraging them and helping them take on a staff member will help your retention dramatically with your coaching. And then why? There's a number of different factors, a lot of different moving parts, but the bottom line is their business starts operating at a different level, and this means that they need their business coach at a higher level. In other words, how the hell do I manage this new staff member, because I'm not good at that and I'm not used to doing it, or that new role. So the answer to that question is that, yeah, you could do a 3-month engagement. I would use my spidey senses to a large degree there, where I felt like this is going to help get this deal done. But I think also a way of closing that is, look, it's going to be $19.97 a month, and you can cancel at any time with 30 days notice.
Right.
I feel like that gives them the same out that the 90 days would. But
Yeah,
the moral of the story, and what I want everybody to hear, is that I want my clients to pay forever. Like I don't want to put a self-imposed stop date on my coaching. I don't think that makes any sense at all, because when it works, and they need you more, not less, and you'll keep them for a long time. So,
Right.
So is that a bit of a gray answer? But that's
No, that makes a lot more sense.
The destination is what's important, right? Pat, I'd like to hear your opinion of that. What would you say?
No, I'm just totally in agreement with you. The more you can, like hiring a new employee and helping that person, helping your business owner grow, working with that new employee, it totally makes sense. So,
yeah,
absolutely. And taking on the new machinery, like right now they sell, $10,000, $20,000 units. So we want to create the $50,000 unit, right? Like that new significantly higher end machine, because they feel like, oh, would anybody actually buy it? Well, I tell you what, like somebody who buys a $20,000 machine, the reason they buy the machine is to basically automate their processes, probably eliminate a staff member. Well, that is an absolute laydown of a client to then go and buy the $50,000 machine later on, once they start building, once they start understanding the advantages and the magic of that $20,000 machine. You got to come back and sell them the $50,000 machine, right? Again, so just making sure that you're taking your client to new levels will significantly increase your retention, which has to be part of your strategy as a coach. It's not to go get clients, it's to keep clients in perpetuity. Well, in perpetuity is a little, it's going to be forever, but as long as humanly possible, for sure. So,
okay,
hope
good.
that helps, Dave. Does that help, Dave? Any other questions for us, bud?
No, that's everything today.
no, that's good. It's also the reason that we have this implementation calendar, because if the average coaching relationship is 3 months, we want to show our client what this is going to look like going forward, and we kind of pre-frame them that we're going to help them over the next year. So the only way then that they're going to drop out after 3 months is if we're not bringing them value and it's not working for them for whatever reason.
Beautiful, love it. Cool. All right, I like it. Okay, guys, we got no more questions in the queue. If you got a question, you need to put up your hands. I think Michael might have another. Michael, you got another? Hang on, I'm just going to open you up, Michael. I don't know if you have another question. There you are, bud. You got a question?
Yeah, so on the implementation calendar, it started at January 2020 because the report was done in December 19. Let's say a client doesn't call me for 2 or 3 months because I didn't close him. Can I go back and change the date so it starts from, let's say, May or June? Or do I got to create a new report?
So, okay, right now you are, I think this is used as a sales tool, first of all. So if they're going to call you 3 or 4 months later, the next step is you're going to close the deal. And the first thing you're going to do is a full assessment. That would start your actual coaching relationship.
Okay.
So this is just the sales tool. So if they're calling you back 3 months later and you get going, it's like, yep, okay. You might even go back to this and say, these are the things we did, but you're really only looking at 3 or 4 areas that you covered in that jump start to close the sale. So what you want to do then is say, we need to do a full assessment. Then you go in and do the full assessment, and you're going to have, your whole year will be covered then, starting from when that was done. So I think going forward, one of the things we're looking at doing is completely rebuilding this implementation calendar so that it's extremely responsive and dynamic and gorgeous and all of that. It's going to be the place you come to for all your coaching. And that's in the works. It's just a matter of timing. We're looking at sometime this year is our goal to get that done this year. That'll be a major, major upgrade. It's going to take William a couple months at least to make sure that works.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. That help, Michael? Cool, man. He's
Yes.
back on mute. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, guys, I don't think we have any more questions here. Again, going once, twice, and 3 times. You're going to have to forever hold your peace. But all good, guys. So again, and as you come next week, but just do understand this is a Q&A call. And if you got questions, sometimes you might be sitting there thinking, and I bet there's somebody there right now. In fact, there's multiple of you thinking, I got a question, but I don't know if it's a good question or a right question or how to word the question. You know, don't be shy, guys. Again, believe me, if you're thinking it, I bet somebody else is thinking it. We might even be thinking it. So again, I think you'll be providing tremendous value to the group by putting yourself out there a little bit and asking a question that you haven't, quite thought through. Don't worry about that. Let us help you frame it up. So,
Well, it's also,
so don't sweat that. So that's it, Pat.
Also,
What do you
Carl,
think, man? Anything you want to say before we go?
yeah, if they're asking a question, they're not sure if it's a good one. Maybe it's a question that we should be asking on our end, and you're asking it and brings something to our attention like, oh, we never thought of that, and we should be thinking of that. So, all the questions are valuable for sure. Yeah, don't be shy.
There we go. Okay, cool bananas. Well, my man, appreciate your time today. And again, guys, we're about to shut this off unless somebody puts up their hand, and I don't see anybody putting up their hand. Do you, Pat?
No.
One more scroll to the board. We got lots of you guys here, so I need to keep scrolling. But no, we're good. Well, Pat, thank you very much. Once again, some great questions. My man, Mei Chin, we're going to give you the MVP award. Maybe we'll start giving out the MVP award of the session, Pat. That sounds like a good plan. And Mei Chin took it home today. So we will see you guys on, what are we doing this again, Pat? We're doing
Thursday.
it
Thursday at 3.
Thursday. There you go.
Yep.
So Thursday, guys, remember, come armed with some questions, and the recording is always going to be available to you guys. So don't worry about that if you want to go back and watch it again. But we appreciate you being here. Pat, I appreciate your time. William's gone, but we appreciate him.
Yep,
And we'll
for
see
sure.
you guys Thursday.